Many thanks to all of you for joining this presentation today, and it will be my pleasure and really a great opportunity for me to explain how Clearstream has engaged into a very ambitious digital transformation with a special focus on the cloud, obviously, and the role that hybrid multi-cloud plays into our IT strategy. So to quickly introduce myself, my name is Jean-François Holz. I'm a cloud officer at Clearstream, which is part of the Deutsche Börse Group. I'm head of section for testing and shared services activities and also responsible for the IT architecture. I've been working for Clearstream and Deutsche Börse Group since the year 2000. So in terms of agenda, after a quick introduction and a description of our company, I will give you or share insight about our IT strategy and move then to the cloud, our cloud adoption journey, and a couple of lessons learned, which are more the topic for today's presentation. So Deutsche Börse operates the largest German exchange and is one of the leading global market infrastructure provider with a wide range of services. Within Deutsche Börse, Clearstream is focusing on the post-trade activities with special focus on custody, settlement, investment fund services, and also collateral management. So Clearstream was founded a little bit more than 50 years ago, back in 2017. And since then, we have built a global presence with offices all around the world. Currently, we serve a little bit more than 1,800 customers, which are spread across more than 110 countries. So now let's talk a little bit more about our IT strategy. So as an IT professional, I'm obviously very happy and very proud to say that IT is at the core of our business strategy, our business model, along the entire value chain. So in line with the group strategy and also with the business, we are now shaping a new IT ecosystem. This ecosystem steers us towards innovation and the adoption of the new technologies. This has two main objectives. So on one hand, the idea is to build a brand new digital post-trade platform, and this was recently announced in the press with the launch of our new D7 platform. And on the other hand, obviously, to continue to modernize our current infrastructure. Our IT strategy targets innovation, agility, and digital excellence. And this strategy relies on what we call key enablers. So what are those enablers? The first enabler is digitalization. Here we have an ambition to digitalize the processing of the financial instrument, becoming paperless from the issuance until the redemption. Second enabler is this concept of single data warehouse. We would like to introduce a full new concept around data governance, data catalog, and data lineage. The third pillar will be automation and standardization. The objective and the ambition here is to steer towards zero touch and introduce automation at all levels. The fourth pillar is enhanced connectivity. The idea here and the ambition is to improve our connectivity infrastructure, develop machine-to-machine communication, and leverage our new API technologies. And not to forget, of course, the last pillar, which is security and compliance by design. As you can see, the cloud is really standing as a foundation for those key technical enablers. Only with the development of the cloud, we will be able to unlock the deployment of digitalization, data governance, automation, the enhanced connectivity. But instead of cloud, I should be talking about hybrid multi-cloud. But what do we mean by hybrid multi-cloud? First, hybrid. We want our cloud deployment to be hybrid because this gives us the ability first, to retain workload on premises whenever it can make sense. But on top of that, it allows us to shift the workload in a seamless way from the on-premises to the cloud and across cloud service provider. Second, we want our cloud deployment to be multi-cloud because this gives us the ability to select the most appropriate cloud service provider depending on the use case. This also prevents any vendor lock-in risk, and this will guarantee that we have a good portability of any workload from one cloud service provider to the others. And this strategy has already proven its efficiency. Think about the COVID crisis. So in this period, we have been able to shift our workload from on-premises to remote location in less than a week. This was thanks to the public cloud-based workplace, which allowed to do this in a very seamless way. So let's talk a little bit about the challenges. While it is definitely very attractive for IT professionals, as a great opportunity to learn, to develop new things, to access unlimited capacity and resources, cloud is much more than technology. And cloud adoption is much more than just acquiring IT skills. Especially in our regulated industry, it's very crucial to answer key questions that will arise from the first day of the cloud adoption. Think about which jurisdiction or which regulation will be applicable. This will be driven by the structure of the company or the structure of the group to which the company belongs. Think about the contractual framework as well. It's very, very important to have a robust contractual framework. And here we do not talk only about the contract with the cloud service provider, which is obviously something very important, but also having robust intra-company contract should you be leveraging intra-group resources when going to the cloud. What is meant by robust is to have into each contract a proper description of each role and responsibilities, KPIs that are enforced, clear service description, when relevant as well liabilities, and guaranteed access to the audit rights of the service provider. Another challenge is outsourcing. Because cloud is outsourcing, very rapidly the question or the challenge will be to assess the materiality or the criticality of any cloud adoption. So here it's very important to develop a methodology to be able to systematically assess this materiality and then manage the obligations that are inherent to critical activities in the cloud. And last, obviously, are all the challenges and questions that are more related to the IT. Means how should I go to the cloud? Which cloud deployment model should I leverage? Should we go for infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, or software as a service? I can say that our way into the cloud was and is still a constant way of learning and improving. So considering all the challenges, we have decided to opt for a stepwise approach. So while the cloud investigation have started already back in 2016 at group level, I'd say that at Clearstream, our first big milestone was in 2019. This was the first cloud infrastructure adoption in context of development and test activities with one cloud service provider. Then in 2020, we adopted a second cloud service provider for the same purpose of getting cloud infrastructure to do development and test activities. And then this year, 2021, very important year because for us it was the first introduction of material workload into the cloud. So coming back to this question about how should we move to the cloud, I'd like to share with you today this matrix that was built within the group with the objective to define a systematic way, a systematic approach to define the cloud adoption priorities. The idea is pretty simple. For each application or each service, we assign two dimensions. The first dimension is about risk. Risk in terms of information security, about data classification, including data protection. And the second dimension is what we call cloud fit. And the cloud fit is a combination of the business requirements that are applicable to the application and the ease of migration of the application. So this is more kind of technical fit for cloud adoption. So based by combining this risk and this cloud fit, we are able to define and select three kinds of application. First kind of application are the ones that are really fit and can adopt the cloud in a quick way. This is, for example, the case of development and test activities. Second kind of application are the ones that would require small adaptation or reasonable rework before to be in a position to adopt the cloud. And eventually, the last category of application would be the one for which cloud is not applicable because it would require either too much rework or represent too much risks. So this will bring us to 2022. As previously said, we are happy and proud about the achievement, and we will be in a position to start to think cloud first. On top of that, we will continue to leverage other technologies such as container orchestration or VMware, which will allow us to further abstract the underlying infrastructure from the application. So it will be seamless if we run either on the cloud or on premises. So to illustrate this stepwise approach, I'd like to tell you a little bit more about one project that we called Cloud for Clearstream. The context of this project was really about shifting from an on-prem model, where obviously we face some limitation in terms of flexibility, limitation as well in terms of significant time required to set up, test, or to set up any application environment. And the objective was to shift to the cloud in order to benefit from the cloud elasticity, to have cost really aligned to the actual consumption, and most importantly, to reduce the setup time, offering the possibility for users to act in a self-service mode where they can provision the cloud infrastructure themselves with less dependency on different teams. This Cloud for Clearstream project is split into 3 phases. The phase 1 is the phase that we activated in 2019 with the adoption of cloud for development and test activities only based on what we call manufacturer test data, means no critical or no sensitive data at the time. Phase 2, this is something on which we are working now currently. This is about the adoption of cloud infrastructure for acceptance test. So the big difference compared to phase 1 is that in this phase 2, we will be using a copy of production data, obviously with the reduced data set compared to the production environment. So there would be 3 more dimensions I would like to cover with you in this presentation today. I'll talk a little bit more about people. Secondly, I will discuss about process and share with you what we call the Clearstream cloud adoption process. And last, I'd like as well to talk about audit and discuss about CCAG, which stands for Collaborative Cloud Audit Group. So let's talk about people first. So as previously said, cloud adoption is much more than acquiring IT skills. Cloud is a strong IT enabler, and it's an enabler for the company overall. So it's very important to socialize and mobilize people around the cloud adoption. So this is something that we have achieved within Clearstream and the Jabber Group by different means. One of them is the setup of a centralized cloud center of excellence, which, apart from the IT critical missions, also take care to organize weekly cloud update meetings. We also organize on a yearly basis an internal cloud conference, where it's a good opportunity for people to share their experience and the achievements that were done over the past year. We have also a cloud community which can leverage the internal social media to share questions or experience while adopting the cloud. Third dimension, very important, is as well fact to mobilize the control functions. And here I'm talking more about information security, about audit, about compliance, about legal, because all those people are part of the cloud adoption process, and their input will be very key to move forward with the cloud adoption. And obviously not to forget the mobilization within IT and the setup of new skill sets. And here I'm talking about a cloud architect, a cloud billing specialist, people able to make some automation for cloud infrastructure provisioning, for instance. Now let's talk a little bit about the process. So at Clearstream, cloud adoption relies on 3 main processes. The first process is called MCP, which stands for Material Change Process. This process is a group-wide process, and it ensures that we have a deep risk analysis associated with any material change, including the cloud. The second process is the outsourcing process, which is also a group-wide process. And it aims to ensure that for any cloud adoption, we have a proper assessment, classification, and risk assessment from outsourcing perspective. The last process, which is named Clearstream Cloud Adoption Process, is something specific to Clearstream, and the objective here is the implementation of the cloud regulation and the collection of all evidences that are required to support the cloud adoption. We talk, for instance, about exit strategy, about risk assessment, about operating models. So all the documents that are required as evidence for completion of the cloud adoption process. So it's worth to mention that those three processes leverage from each other, and at the end, the combined outcome is submitted for internal approval before reaching the regulators. The last topic I'd like to cover today is a word about CCAG, so our collaborative cloud audit group. This was set up back in 2017 with a strong contribution from the Chambers, and the objective here was to perform the cloud audits in a collaborative way. So after a successful proof of concept back in 2017, several audits have been conducted now on a yearly basis, like for instance in 2019, where the three main cloud service providers, so AWS, Azure, and Office 365, so Microsoft, and Google have been audited. So from the start, the CCAG has received really high interest, both coming from the cloud service provider themselves, but also from the financial industry and from the regulator themselves, because this allows to really to maximize efficiency and effectiveness of the audit in order to comply with the regulatory expectation. So on this picture, you have a recap of the current member of the audit group, and you see that the number of participants to this group has increased a lot since 2017, up to now more than 40 participants. As a conclusion, I'd like to summarize the key points for my presentation today. First, we have engaged a very ambitious digital transformation at Clearstream. Cloud is a key technical enabler. It will allow us to develop a very ambitious IT strategy. But cloud is not about technology. Cloud is about people, process, and it's very important to secure that all those three works together with regard to cloud adoption. With that, I'd like to thank you very much for your attention.